I will come to Ghana because of you. And when he said that, I was so touched, and he gave me his card and he says, don't WhatsApp this number, WhatsApp this one. This is my private number. Let's take a picture. And when you send me the picture on WhatsApp, say you are the guy that I took the picture with Moses. And I'm sure in the video you see the picture that we took. So we took that picture and he gave me his card, and the rest was history. I remember when I got to Ghana, I sent him a message, I thanked him, and then reached out again concerning updates on the event. And that's how I got to meet Ubong King. First of all, I found him on socials. I found him in a physical place. We sadly live in a generation where somebody is craving for success. Somebody wants to do well, like probably another person, and the person is just in Kumasi, and he feels like moving all the way from Kumasi to Accra or to Volta region or to somewhere else to just meet a mentor is like it's a waste of time, or it's not worth it. But for me, it's worth it. It's very, very important. So I did that, and then I found a need or something Ubong King was doing, which was thinkation, and I decided to be a part of it. I attended the conference. I had gotten his books. I was always on his YouTube video and learning, understanding, asking him questions. And that's something that a lot of the times people don't do. A questioning mind is a ruling mind, because when you question things, you find answers to it. A questioning mind becomes an answer providing mind. A questioning company becomes an answer providing company. So asking the right questions, getting to know the man, the person himself, I always relive the moment. It's one of my most cherished moments so far as an entrepreneur. And the next thing you need to understand is when you have gotten the person and gotten close to the person, and the person has brought you a certain level of access. I always say access is a gift. So depending on what level of access you have to your mentor, always cherish it and don't play with it. So it was that. And then the next thing you need to understand after you have gotten the person is to make a difference. Understand that a mentor-mentee relationship, it's a value for value relationship. He has a lot of people around him. She has a lot of people around him. At the time I met Ubong King, there were a lot of people around him. There were a lot of people he was mentoring and all of that. I kept asking myself, what can I do to make myself different? What can I do to keep adding value to what my godfather does? How do I share his message to my community? How do I get what he's doing out there to people? I kept asking myself very interesting questions, and I kept coming up with answers. And I'll never forget when he invited us over prior to the last vacation he organized before he passed away. And he invited myself and Coded to Echo Suites and Hotel. I remember it was my first time going to Echo Suites and Hotel in Lagos. I'd never been there before. He invited us over, took us to the very top of the hotel. And that's one thing I like about him, his practical illustrations. He took me to the very top and started explaining certain things about vision and life to me. And the words are forever etched in my heart. It was very, very wonderful. But assuming after getting access to him, I downplayed sending him broadcast messages and all of that, there's no way I would have gotten that level of access, So make a difference. And there's something about mentorship, menteeship, relationship. You have to be intentional. Be intentional about your every make. And one of the things I remember caught his attention was it was on his birthday, and then I did something customized for him, and he so loved it. It was like the thought of it, be intentional. It does not mean be fake, be real, but be very, very intentional with your approach. And it's just a matter of time, you will get to be in the very heart of the person. And I remember, lastly, Ubong King did something that really touched our hearts. When we registered for the last vacation, he put us on the VIP section. And I remember he said something. He said, "You are my godson. My access is your access." And he says, "You guys didn't have to pay for anything. Come on, jump on the yacht." For me, it was my first time being on a yacht again. And we had the dinner on the yacht. He introduced me to very interesting people, high commissioners, ambassadors. And for me, it was life-changing. We finished the event, and his team, he had paid for a cinema in Lagos, one of the huge cinemas in one of their malls, for them to come and watch Merry Men 2. I think at the time Merry Men 2 had been released, and he was bringing AY Dems because AY spoke at his event. So he was bringing AY, Williams Uchemba, and all of these top shots, to that place. And he called us, he called me that morning when at Airbnb, and he said, I'm having a movie thing with my team. Come and be there at 1. So quickly I started getting dressed, in myself and the team, and we went. When we got there, he was like, no, you guys shouldn't sit in the cinema. That's not where the stars are. Everything happens and is engineered in the back end. So come to the back end. So he took us to a private cinema where all the stars were there, introduced us. So if you've seen me post a video of AY, myself with AY in a conversation, that was where the magic happened. He pulled that magic. And I was like, you know what? Don't worry about the crowd wanting to take pictures. You are my son. You need to see what's happening in the back end. And he gave us that exclusive access. So there's so many memories to want to talk to. There's so many memories to decide to share if I want to talk about Ubong King and the impact that he had. But it started off from identifying, following through, being a part of him, and determining in my heart that I wanted to get close to this man no matter the cost. And there are very basic wisdoms that has helped me like keep my relationship with my mentors as well. Another time I'll share another experience about my mentors with you. So that's just about it. Be intentional, and most importantly, be real, be genuine. Don't fake anything. Just be you. And as far as you are being you, and you are determined to be a part of the person and what the person is doing, it's just a matter of time that you would have been engrafted into the person's heart. So that's just about it. I hope this video was insightful. You picked a few lessons here and there. And so that's just about it for me. I want to also lastly thank Dr. Ubong King, his family, everyone that's been a very important pillar in my life. And it's so sad that he's had to leave, but his legacy still continues. He sowed seeds in people like us and will grow to become that mighty pillar, and will herald that liberation mandate that he had. He wanted Africans to be free in their mental thinking, to execute, to dream there and do, to go very hard. And we'll keep living out that message loud and affirmatively, So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video. The production of this video is being done by Pixicon Limited. You can check out Pixicon on Instagram. You can check out Pixicon on Facebook for all your photography and videography needs. And my hoodie is made by Good News Limited. I'm sure you love it. So you could check out Good News as well and get yourself a copy. It was wonderful catching up with you guys once again. And I look forward to your questions coming in through, and I'll be answering them. Cheers.